Okay, here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with the absolutely dismal jobs report for 2025. Then we'll look at how that compares to the big promises made on the campaign trail. We'll get into the administration's creative response. And finally, we'll see how this is all hitting your wallet and what's coming for your healthcare costs. First up, let's just rip the Band-Aid off and look at the numbers from the 2025 jobs report. So here's the big number. The grand total of jobs added in all of 2025, a mere 584,000 for the whole year. And to be crystal clear about how bad that is, this analysis characterizes it as the single worst year for job growth outside of a recession since 2003. Let that sink in. Over 20 years. But wait, it gets so much worse. If you zoom in on the last 8 months of the year, the economy created a net gain of just 15,000 jobs total. That's not a typo, 15,000. And for the final nail in the coffin on this, the analysis points out that the Biden administration's single worst month of job growth was still better than the entire last 8 months of 2025 combined. Just wow. Okay, so with that reality check in mind, let's take a little trip down memory lane to the campaign trail, shall we? This is where the promises meet, well, whatever this is. Remember this gem? We will fix the Biden economy and create an economic miracle. An economic miracle, right.
How's that going so far?
And it's not just job creation that's stalling out. Take a look at the unemployment rate. It started the year at 4.0%, and by the end of the year, it had climbed to 4.4%. Going in the wrong direction, folks. So here's the incredible irony the analysis points out. The very same economy that was relentlessly attacked on the campaign trail, that turned out to be the high watermark. They inherited a decent economy and promptly drove it downhill. You literally can't make this stuff up.
So when you're faced with numbers this bad, how do you respond? Well, let's check in with the administration's official spin machine, featuring Trump economist Kevin Hassett.
Get ready for this. When asked about these terrible numbers, the analysis cites Hassett, claiming it could just be rounding errors. Or maybe they were looking at the wrong digit. Seriously, it's not the policy that's wrong, you see, it's the math. And if you thought that was bad, it gets even more sinister. The analysis notes he then floated the idea of recruiting a new head of the BLS, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, to make the numbers more reliable. Translation: if you don't like the facts, just get a new fact checker who will give you the numbers you want. This is textbook gaslighting. So I have to ask, when the data shows your policies are failing, is the right response to attack the data itself? Is that how this is supposed to work? Okay, so that's the big picture, but let's bring this down to what really matters, your wallet. Because this isn't just about abstract numbers, it's about what you're paying for things every single day. And no surprise, people are feeling the squeeze. A poll from Data for Progress found that a whopping 2/3 of voters are stressed about costs. And nearly half of them, 44%, are pointing the finger directly at the administration. And it's not just a feeling. Look at these price hikes from the Groundwork Collaborative and the Century Foundation. Home goods are up 38%. Electronics, 34%. Even holiday gifts went up 26%. This is real money coming out of your pocket. And just when you think it can't get any worse, we have to talk about what's coming in 2026. There is a massive healthcare cliff on the horizon. Okay, so real quick, we're talking about the Affordable Care Act subsidies. These are the tax credits from the government that help millions of people afford their monthly health insurance. And here is the problem. The administration has decided not to extend these subsidies for 2026. They're just letting them expire. Gone. And this is what that means for you. Look at these projected premium hikes. In Alaska, a 346% increase. In Texas, 289%. Even in places like Florida and California, you're looking at increases of over 100%. It doesn't matter if you're in a red state or a blue state, your healthcare costs are about to explode because of this. So, this all brings us to one final, crucial question. When the national economic data is this bad, and when families are getting crushed by rising costs for everything from groceries to healthcare, where does the buck stop? Who is ultimately responsible for finding a solution?